Made of just 3 simple ingredients, the Negroni is a classic cocktail. While it is easy to make, it is also highly easy to screw up. 1 week out of the year, bartending associations, cocktail lovers, cocktail enthusiasts celebrate this drink, and that week is this week. This is Negroni week. Stick around. Hey, what's cracking YouTube? I'm Brandon. Welcome to DaVinci's Alchemist, your blue-collar guide for drinking well and stinking pretty. This week is Negroni week, and I want to bring to your guys' attention this humble but delicious beverage. Now, typically without the COVID situation that's been happening, Negroni week is celebrated across the U.S. and also in other countries, to my knowledge. And people will get together, focus on the drink, have a lot of different variations on it, and there's a lot of money that gets raised and put into different charities. It's a great week to celebrate this awesome drink, but it's also a really great way to raise money for those charities. So I will link the website that you can check out if you would like, and I would really appreciate it if you would go check it out, so you can maybe, if you feel like donating, you can go donate. They have a lot of really great merchandise to buy. A lot of the proceeds of that goes to those charities, and they definitely have a lot of different recipes for the Negroni. So it's a pretty simple drink, and like I said before, it's really easy to screw up because it is that simple. It's 1 ounce gin, Campari, and vermouth. That's it. Really, really easy. These ingredients you can pick up at any liquor store. It's a really, really strong cocktail, but it's also super refreshing. Now, the Negroni, the history of the Negroni, it was pretty much created right around the turn of the 19th century, 20th century, however the shit you want to refer to that. Anyway, it was like 1917, something like that. And basically, a count, whose name was Count Negroni, he went to a bartender friend of his and said, hey, I want something that's a little bit stronger than the Americano. Now, the Americano, equal parts Campari and vermouth, thrown into a glass with some ice and some club soda. Now, basically what his bartender friend did was he ixnayed the club soda and he added gin. So that's where this strong beverage comes from. Negroni is a huge favorite with bartenders, definitely a huge favorite with cocktail enthusiasts, and it's growing popularity throughout the country and throughout the world. Today, I'm going to show you 2 different variations on how to make it. The timeless, classic, standard way to make the Negroni using those standard 3 ingredients, and I'm also going to show a variation for those of you that might like whiskey and mezcal, so it's a little bit of a combo drink. No reason to look at my stupid face anymore. Let's go make some cocktails. Like I said, this is a relatively simple drink. It is a 3 ingredient drink. You got your Campari, you got your gin, and then you have your vermouth. There's a couple of different ways to do this. You can go ahead and get yourself a mixing glass and make it in the mixing glass, stir it, strain it onto some fresh ice, or you just do like I do and put it directly into the glass and make it a built drink. Making it either way is completely fine. It works either way. Just don't ever let anybody make you one that's shaken, because if they're shaken, they're friggin' mistaken, and you should kick that guy in the slats. So what I do when I start off with this is I get myself a nice rocks glass. I'm gonna start off with a shake or 2 of orange bitters, just because that's what I like. Grab your measuring device. I typically like to use these Japanese style jiggers. I get them from cocktailkingdom.com. I will link their website down below in the description. So we get started with the main ingredient, and that of course is Campari. It is a orange bitter liqueur used all over the world as an aperitif. This stuff is great, I love it. It's nice and orange, it's slightly sweet. It's definitely very, very bitter. So go ahead and pour yourself 1 ounce of that into the glass. Always wipe down the rim of the bottle when you're done. You don't need a sticky, sugary mess on any of your booze bottles in your cabinet as time goes on. Move to your next ingredient, which is, of course, gin. And I like to use Aviation gin. This is made right here in Portland, Oregon, so you gotta shop local, baby. So go ahead and throw 1 ounce of that into your glass. Boom. And last but not least, you wanna go with your vermouth. Now, you could use any vermouth, but I'd say screw it. Let's go ahead and go with the spendy stuff. This is Carpano Antica. It's a little spendier than your standard vermouth, but you know what? It's worth it when it comes to drinks like this. Plus, hey, you know, in the time we're in, screw it. Go for the good stuff. 1 ounce of that into the glass. Wipe the top, off to the side. Grab yourself a couple of big cubes, right into the drink. I use these 1x1s, go about 3. Grab your mixing spoon, give it about 50 stirs or so. All done. Finally, just garnish it off with a little bit of a twist of a orange rind. No meat. Get as little pith as you can. You don't want your customers or your friends getting all pithy. Rub it across the glass. You can either toss it into the drink or you can go ahead and kick it to the side. I like to give it a little bit of that extra orange flavor inside there, and bing, there you have it. There is your classic Negroni. Now, for this variation for the mezcal / whiskey lover, we're gonna change things up a little bit. So we're gonna, instead of the orange bitters, we're gonna roll with these whiskey barrel aged bitters from Fees Brothers. They're awesome, love them. Give a couple drops into the glass. Using that same 1:1:1 ratio formula, I'm gonna throw in some vermouth into the glass. Wipey, Campari, into the glass, wipey. Instead of the gin, like I said before, we're gonna use mezcal. So this is Banez, this is artisanal mezcal, always from Oaxaca. Got a nice little earthy flavor to it. If you have never had mezcal, I highly suggest that you jump on the train and give it a try, especially in a variation Negroni like this. Into the glass, kick that to the side, give it a wipe, trace cubes, into the glass, give her some stirs, 50. All done. Now instead of an orange zest, we're gonna take a zest from a grapefruit instead. This is a ruby red grapefruit zest. This will work really nicely with that mezcal and the whiskey barrel bitters. So you wanna give that a nice little twist over the glass, wipe down the rim, plunk it in. There you have it, a mezcal variated Negroni. So there you have it. Those are the two variations for the drink. Hope you enjoyed the recipe. Hopefully you'll try them out for yourselves. Before we take off for the day, beans is how I also review fragrances. I am going to pair a fragrance with the Negroni cocktail. Now Campari's got that orange element, and it does have a certain amount of botanicals combined with the botanicals from the gin, and there's also botanicals that get put into vermouth, if you didn't know. To me, the perfect fragrance for that is Terre de Hermes by Hermes, the EDT. So you got orange in this, you've got a lot of that earthy green vetiver, and honestly, it's a really kicking combination to have with the Negroni. Spray a little bit of this on, drink your Negroni, go chill out, enjoy yourself. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching my cocktail tutorial. Hopefully you guys are having a great week. If you're new to my channel and you like the content, please feel free to subscribe now and hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to beat the shit out of that notification bell so you know when I drop future videos. Hopefully you guys are taking care of yourselves and each other, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're going. Don't forget, keep calm, drink well, and I'll see you on the next one.